people know you went viral because you did a Vivek Ramiswamy impression. And your commitment to this character is so unbelievable.
It's one thing to see a politician on TV, but it's another thing to be with them on like the campaign trail, to feel what it feels like.
Like I see three brown guys and I see completely different persona.
He doesn't know how to be himself.
I see disgruntled.
You're not wrong.
Confident.
Okay.
I see like comedic.
I want to switch with him. I don't want to be disgruntled. I want to be comedic.
I'm joking.
Dude, you just said, you were like, well, hell with that.
I want to change it.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend, and I'll help you carry
I'm not gonna do it.
on. We are not
Good job, man. What's going on, guys? My name's Tarun, Shetty. Welcome to the Convo Sutra. Here with another fantastic episode. So excited for our guest and our panelist. But first, let's do a quick intro for our audio listeners.
Oh, I do an intro?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, it's podcast. There's no structure.
I'm a writer, stand-up, voice actor, and podcaster, and host of the Kinda Dating podcast.
Yes. And this is Pritesh. I'm back, actor, comedian, host.
This is Chelly, actor, content creator, and ran for president one time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's great to have Vivek.
Chelly, welcome to the Convo Sutra, man.
Thank you for having me.
I know I've been bugging you, and we've scheduled you a few times, and it just couldn't work out. But I'm so happy I have you here today.
Yeah.
I actually saw you last night for the first time, and it's funny because we were at this kid named Man's birthday party, who's been on this show before.
The magician.
Yes, magician, and I was like, hey,
You weren't invited.
No, we didn't like that.
well, you got to be on the list.
Yeah, clearly.
And I was like, hey, I got to get out of here because I got this guy Chelly on the podcast. They were like, no, he's right over there, right? I was like, really? And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, his first words are, I swear I'll set the alarm clock. I'm good.
That's true. No,
What
it's
time
true.
was this?
It was like 12, right?
Okay.
Like
My
12:05.
night was just getting started.
I was getting started.
You wilded out.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you can kind of see it.
You can kind of see it. What do you
No,
mean?
he looks good.
I'm not going to say
Wow.
anything.
He
Are you,
looks
hung,
good.
are you hungover right now?
No,
Okay, so he's doing
Do you
good.
get hungover?
no.
Never? Wow.
I just eat when I go to, like right before I go to sleep.
You know that,
Eat
they
water.
say that that's a myth? That like the actual eating before.
No, because it has to do with like dehydration.
No, like
How's it a
I
myth?
literally I
to
looked it
drink the
up because
water.
I keep telling my husband that that's the thing, and he was like, "No, it's not." And we looked it up, and it's actually a myth.
Wait,
about,
eating
like,
before
the
you go to
eating.
bed?
No, about eating to avoid a hangover,
Oh,
but
really?
it's actually not
Yeah, it's all about
a
hydration.
real
You
thing
just need to
because
get
it's
in there.
about in your bloodstream.
It
So
depends on what kind of
doesn't-
alcohol, though. I just do tequila.
a scientist.
Tequila's the only
You weren't drinking though last
stimulant.
night. I didn't see
No,
any.
because I was early.
12 was early? Dude,
I'm such a
who
baby.
are you, bro?
Dude,
12 is early.
Who have we become?
I'm old.
I was telling him, like, I feel so old with these young kids, you know, because they're like in their 20s. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Uncle Tarun's here. and then I'm like, I got to go. They're like, you just got here. and
You're
I
like,
was
it's my bedtime. I have a night routine.
yeah, I've got to read the Bhagavad Gita, all this stuff. Yeah. but, no, but Chelly, thanks, man, for coming.
Yeah.
I watched all your stuff. Super funny. I mean, there's so much to get into. I doubt we'll cover all of it. But you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
people
yeah.
know you went viral because you did a Vivek Ramiswamy
yeah.
impression.
Right.
And your commitment to this character is so unbelievable. You actually went to Iowa and flew there in a plane, went to his rallies. It was amazing. And your commitment when people were recognizing you in the airport and you were just going with it, they're like, oh my God, it's so good to see you like in the shitty airport with your bags. And you're just like, hi, how are you? like Vivek's randomly walking through.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I started doing that during the strike. Obviously, you guys know strike happened,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, and then I had a lot of friends hitting me up being like, yo, you're crushing it at the debates. And I was like, what are you talking? So I turned it on. I'm like, oh, I think I could do this. And then I was going to do one of those like TikTok SNL style videos where you like get in front of the backdrop and then do the, like it's an SNL thing. And then my friend and I were like, why don't we just go to the pier? And this was right when Trump got the mugshot.
Yeah.
And so he would interview people and be like, oh, what do you think of my shirt? And then after they said whatever they said, what do you think of Vivek Ramiswamy? He's also running for president. And then I would jump in the conversation and they'd be like, what are your platforms? And I'd memorized his whole platform and like had tweaked it slightly. So like he would say things like, there are only two genders. And he'll like run through this list of like the 10 sayings that he has, which like mimicked like the 10 commandments. Like he was very smart about how he like kind of would do that. So then it'd be like, oh, there's two genders. So then I'd be like, yeah, there's two genders. And the guy'd be like, yeah, I'm like rich and poor, and I want you to be rich. And the guy's like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, so we just started doing that. And then he had rapped Lose Yourself by Eminem at a rally. And then Eminem's team sent him a cease and desist.
Yeah, I remember that.
And within an hour, my friend and I, we went to the CNN building. And then I was like, I'm going to walk out of the CNN building, ask me my thoughts on, Eminem just sent you a cease and desist. What are your thoughts on it? And I'm like, I only have one thing to say. And then I rapped the song. And so that went like super viral. And then I went back into CNN and I was like, yeah, I'm here for my interview. And then the guy was like, oh, I love you. Can I take a picture?
I saw that
and then
one.
it
That
started,
was hilarious.
Yeah, and then it really started like flying. And I was like,
But so you said your friends were like, oh, you're doing well at the debates. Is that because they were saying that you sounded like him? Like before this, I'm talking about for the impersonation.
well, I had some of my like my business school friends.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I kind of know this guy's like MO, so I was like, I can lean into it. But then anyway, some of my actor friends would like when I would do my hair like that, it was similar.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
You kind of have
the voice,
the tone. Your natural tone matches.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
when you realized like you could do his intonations and his cadence?
I'll be honest with you. I've done other impressions. That one's at the beginning. I would say that one's probably my laziest impression.
Really?
Because I'm like, well, at that point, more people had known me than him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't on TikTok at the time. And then his team kind of saw what I was doing and they're like, yeah, we need to get on.
But it also
start
says a lot,
scrubbing.
right? Like the fact that you were going out into the pier and people
100%.
saw one brown guy and assumed that
Yeah.
he was the only brown guy that they've ever seen on TV in the last while.
Well, I mean, politically, he was
Yeah,
the only
that's what I
one.
mean, yeah.
And that first debate, he just like came out
Yeah,
like
rotten
guns
shit. Oh, yeah,
blazing
he's
and
so-
was like, yeah, I'm not taking any super PAC money. I'm the only one
I mean,
here
he
that can
just
say that. and
blew
just,
up like
flew.
crazy.
What was his reaction when he met you?
Yeah, so I crashed the convention, which is how I first met him before Iowa, actually. Iowa was later on. And, I just kind of like had cornered him because I kind of had an idea of like where he was going to exit. Obviously, wouldn't do that kind of guesswork now for other reasons. But it's more dangerous now. But yeah, we just basically cornered him, met him. He had like a good vibe, but obviously he's camera. There's a lot of people watching. His whole team's watching. Media's watching. So it's like you don't really know like what the people think.
Yeah.
But then I found out his wife was like a huge fan. Like she loved what I was doing with it.
Oh,
And so
fun.
it kind of like it worked out. So he obviously likes it.
No,
because
awesome.
then when we went to Iowa, I would go to like a bunch of his rallies and stuff.
Saw that.
But I had this thing where I would do funny stuff there, but I would never interfere with what he was doing.
Yeah.
So he,
Yeah,
he
which
didn't
is-
mind you, which
He
is
didn't
respectful.
mind
Which
it.
is respectful.
Yeah, so like he would go up, he would do his like speech thing. I wouldn't do any videos. He would like walk over to the corner and start doing media. Then I would go to some of the people and start doing my thing. And then when he left the media and go to the next event, then I would go to the media and like go
That's
do my
amazing.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's a great,
so-
it's a great use.
Yeah, so we found this like, this like kind of mutual understanding. He was like, okay. And I never did like a personal attack.
Yeah.
No, you're
And-
being funny. Like that, you did
Right.
the impression that was what was funny back in the day.
Right,
When you
right,
watch
right.
SNL.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really care about your opinions and feelings about
Right, right.
anyone. It's just
Yeah.
like, are you being respectful and having a comedic outlet,
Right, right, right.
Without making it about how you feel all the
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah.
That one shot where he's giving the interview and like you're in the background with the microphones. Like I don't know who's like shooting this for you. I was like, oh, these guys framed this perfectly.
Oh yeah, no, we were on it. We were on
Yeah.
it. I mean, I was, I would do certain things like,
Yeah.
they had Brett Baer was like interviewing
Right. I
him.
saw you meet him outside.
Yeah, and then I met like Brett Baer, but like
Did he know who you
I'm
were?
in the
Like,
back-
as in,
yeah,
did
yeah,
he?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because in Iowa, like that doesn't exist. Obviously, out here in LA, like people make content, like
Yeah.
it's common. No one's doing this. No, I hadn't really seen because we did it like Borat style, essentially. I was like,
Like,
I
who's
became
this
the
guy
person.
right there?
Yeah,
He got a
they loved
camera.
it.
But
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, was it really hard to be timely? Because I think that's like the hardest part about, especially when you're making like
The content.
political content right
Yeah.
now, even if it's comedic or
Yeah, yeah.
satirical, the hardest part is things are changing every single day. Like, there's so much happening. And like when he was in the cycle and like really kind of crushing it, was it hard to just like keep on top of all the news and like be really relevant?
It was, I mean, honestly, it was interesting for me because obviously I think we all probably do a bunch of different things. And so watching watch. It's one thing to see a politician on TV and you'll see him at like a debate or at an event or whatever, but it's another thing to be with them on like the campaign trail, to feel what it feels like to go from, 6:30 a.m. talking to like 6 World War II veterans to the events throughout the entire day.
So much energy.
You really have to like, and the way he would do it, he would, he'd give the speech and then he would go in the car and then he would start taking interviews with, Fox News, ABC News. It's just like, they would just give him like a little blurb. He wouldn't really know what he was doing next. He had like a team. They're like, yeah, so it's this, 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 and this. And he'd be like, okay.
Guy's
and
an
then he
amazing
would just
speaker.
like, no, 100%. No, very.
I mean, most
he's on it.
politicians, I mean, just outside of how the energy it takes to do this, and I'm always amazed with people that are older doing that. Like someone like Bernie Sanders
yeah,
doing it. I'm like,
yeah.
how do you
Yeah,
have the
he's
energy for this?
Yeah.
It's like, you're old, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
But
some
I
people
mean, that's
just.
why they also have their talking points, right?
Right.
Like they have to, like they can't be just shooting the shit, the shoot,
they
as
have
you're
to get
going
to the
around.
point. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, just to be awake and on for that
Yeah,
long,
for
like
sure.
I get tired.
I could see
yeah.
Natasha running for office, actually.
Me?
If you weren't in entertainment, I could totally see you as like
Really?
running for Senate.
I've been asked since I was a kid, since I was young, like as a teenager, people used to be like, you should run for like city office. My parents actually said it too, but I was like, I like my soul. So it's
like
probably
your soul.
I mean, that's a
not
wild
the
world to
thing.
get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do comedy instead.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
my
more
way.
fun.
Also, like in America, let's be honest, like I'm an immigrant, so I'm not,
So
I'm not
So,
even first
people do
generation. I
it.
wasn't born here even. So
well, yeah, you're
there's
Canadian.
yeah,
One of
yeah,
those.
I'm not.
They're the nicest people though. low-key.
Kinda.
I've never had an issue with a Canadian.
Really?
I'm now
Yeah.
very
You haven't met enough.
American. yeah,
You haven't met
you and
enough.
you and I haven't talked enough.
you mentioned his other impressions. I saw your Rami Malek. It's unbelievable. That's a great impression. Mandani, you're doing now. I saw your acting reel too. You've done legit stuff. Is that like your bread and butter? Because you're a good actor.
Thank
which
you.
I think people,
Yeah, I mean, my story is really interesting. I didn't come out to LA to act. I came out here to do music originally.
yes.
And so I went to USC. And at that time, with everything going on in the music industry, I was like, what could be a good lane is TV sync, TV and film sync. So like putting my music on TV shows and stuff. And a lot of people have done really well doing that on like Grey's Anatomy and that kind of thing. And it's like a very low key thing. But I was like, oh, this could be good. Go to business school, get that understanding, and then do this as well.
With the USC Business School?
Yeah.
Wow.
So then that was kind of the thought. And then I did an internship one summer. It was supposed to be, something that had to do with the music side of it, but it didn't end up happening. But someone was like, oh, what if you do something in casting and you'll kind of see how the TV side of it works. And then you'll kind of have an idea of, because there's some great scenes on YouTube of, like the opening to like Forrest Gump without the music versus like with the music. And you see how there's a lot of TV shows where if you take out the music, the acting kind of drops.
Music's everything.
No, the music is a lot
is
of it.
So key.
So yeah, and then while I was there, someone was like, oh, you look like you should be acting. And then that's kind of how it started. Someone was like, oh, my friend's an agent, go audition for them. Didn't know what I was doing. They were like, oh, go to Samuel French and pick out a monologue. And I'm
The good
like,
old days, bro.
No, 100%. No, it's
Yeah.
in person. It's like a
Yeah.
different thing.
Yeah.
So then I went there, picked like a Death of a Salesman monologue, but then I was like looking at it, I'm like, the second half doesn't really make sense. Rewrote it, which you're not really supposed to do.
You rewrote
funny.
No, I rewrote it.
a monologue
Yeah.
from a play.
100%.
That's
And
brilliant.
Death
This
of
feels a little
Salesman.
outdated.
Yeah.
He's like,
one of
this
the most
doesn't make-
famous, one of the most famous ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know that because I was like,
Prestige
Yeah.
monologues here, and he's like,
He's like starts doing a
I
scene
think I
from
could
Friends.
do this better.
yeah, no, 100%.
I don't know if you've seen the show, but it's yeah.
So I was basically the agents were all sitting like this, and I was standing up. And you do a monologue, you're supposed to be like, and I'm making eye contact with each person like it's a speech. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to convince these people. Like, do it again, but you don't need to like make eye contact with us. And I'm like, where am I gonna stare at? There's no one else in here. Like, well, think about who you're talking to. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, obviously didn't really know what I was doing, and then from there started auditioning. But at that time, didn't understand kind of the pressure or like the opportunities. So I'm like, oh yeah, Fox slot. Like, okay, cool. Like, this is fun. Go there, started auditioning for Modern Family. And that started like, kind of went from there. But I mean, I go in the first round of the audition, I cut myself off halfway.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not really feeling this. Let's start it over. And
That
the
is
guy's like,
amazing,
and it's
bro.
Jeff Greenberg, by the way. So
Yeah.
legendary,
Oh, yeah.
legendary casting director. And
Yeah. This whole story is like what Vivek would do.
100%.
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
Vivek, your character.
but there's a beauty of not knowing.
Oh, for
not
sure.
knowing.
It's
Ignorance
always
is bliss at times.
100%.
100%, because no pressure.
But there's always that thing, like when we first started as actors, I don't know if you guys all felt that, but it's that like you were almost like your best in the beginning because I mean your technical best, but I mean just that idea of like you had no idea, you weren't so in your head about it. Like I booked my very first gig. Like my first audition, or my first
Must be nice.
No, and listen, after that, but it's the point that you're almost like you're not overthinking it in the
Right.
beginning,
You
and
also
you're
more
so
great-
raw and like
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You're also
know?
grateful for the opportunity. I don't know. I can't speak, but it's, you don't have the pressure of like, I got to get this. You're like, I'm
you're
just
just, like,
stoked
having
to be
fun.
here.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
having
so
fun. And I
fun.
feel like the technicalities sometimes almost, I don't know if you guys would agree, but kind of get in your way at times.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with the skill set, like whether it's singing, acting, we have a natural essence. And technicalities can help you, but then they also can stymie you sometimes.
Yeah.
See, I disagree with both of you because I feel like I
Please
gave,
say
I
why.
disagree with both.
because I gave them way too much power. And then I worked at UTA. I was trying to be like an agent. And then I realized, man, these people are like everybody else. Like, why do I give these guys power? And now, like, when I audition, I don't really care as much. You know, I'm like, yo, you're going to hire me or not. I know what I can do. If I'm not right for this, whatever. But, like, when I was 25, I had so many close calls. Like, I was up for, like, Punk. Oh, my God, it's going to change my life. Then you're crushed when you don't get it. Screw all these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing it. Like, we're all
But when you're
talented.
not getting it, when you say screw these people, isn't that you personalizing that?
Yeah, I personalize it.
But it's,
He's saying when he was younger, he personalized.
personalized.
it
I
still
more, where we
personalize
were
it.
like-
but I'm saying I figure your experience at UTA would show you that's just a business, not everything's so personal. They don't know you, right? It's like a numbers game sometimes, and then other things, it's like you're really not the right fit. It's not because they don't like you.
Yeah, when I became a producer, it flipped everything
Me
in my
too.
brain.
I
which
learned
is
everything,
like,
yeah.
you know, when I was younger, it was more just that, you know, acting felt free. And so we were just having more fun. But once I put a producer's hat on and I started auditioning people, and I remember when I had a web series, Mumbai Chopra, I cast some people that I didn't think were the strongest actors, but I was like, you gave me the essence
Yeah.
of that role that I was
true.
specifically asking for. And you can't fake essence. Like, and that's why I'm always telling people, I'm like, there's nothing that you can do that makes you better than anybody else.
Right.
You're you.
That's why there is no competition between two actors. And it's such a silly thing that happens between actors when we're young. But as you grow older, you're just like, oh, right, nobody can be me, even if they tried. Like, nobody could be you, Chelly,
Well, except for Vivek.
right?
for Vivek.
But even there, right? Like, there's always
yeah,
this
yeah,
essence that's like
You can't even be you.
innate.
No, I can't. Sometimes
You're
I'm
failing
confused.
at being you, dude.
100%.
I don't know
Like,
what you're
look,
doing.
there are 3 brown guys here who are probably like, you know, you could maybe go for around some of the same-ish
If
parts.
us 3 went in for the same role, yes, it would be very. If it's specific to some way, we're gonna stick out in some way to that person. if
like,
we all put in the
I
effort.
see 3 brown guys and I see completely different personas.
He's mean.
Yeah. So
He doesn't know
I
how to be
see,
himself.
I see disgruntled.
Yeah, discontrol. He doesn't know how to be
I
himself.
see
you're not
dickhead.
wrong.
I see
What? What?
confident.
Okay. That was a big change for TV.
I
That
just
was a positive
realized-
change for TV. I know you real thought
Realized
is.
where
I
I
know what a
was.
real thought is about me. It was me.
He knows we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I see like kind of like comedic.
I want to switch with him. I don't want to be disgruntled. I want to be comedic.
I'm joking.
Dude, you just said you were like, well, hell with that.
no, but I
want
want to change it. I want to change mine.
Which is
No,
so-
actually, I'm kidding. I would seem more
it's fine.
poised for you.
Which
to be
is
honest.
crazy though, because you would have killed it on Punked. Honestly, that type of show fits
Oh.
your type of personality and how you roll.
It's not about
so
me,
well.
but
Well, who cares? Not about. I'm talking about you.
I went in with this guy named Maranzio Vance, who's a very funny comedian, and we could not do the scene right. And finally, Ashton was like, "Both of you guys go for a walk." We're like, "What?" They're like, "Go for a walk around the building and think about this." And I was like, "Okay." And I went to school with Andy Samberg, so I was he was there. I was like, "How'd your thing go?" And he's like, whatever. Then of course he books SNL like 3 months later. But I was like, "Oh, I'm still in the running, dude." He said, "Go for a walk." And then I went back, and the casting director was like, "Ashton's done with you guys." I was like, "Really?" Like, yeah, he doesn't want to see you guys anymore. And so I'm driving home. My manager calls me up. I decided with this manager. He's like, "I heard you had a meltdown on MTV." And I was like, "I did my best," but you feel crushed because you're like, you know, you see all your friends like start to like move forward, and you're like, "Where's my break?" And sometimes you see these horror stories in comedy where your break never comes, and you're like, "Is that me? Am I just gonna be some 50-year-old dude in LA?" Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to like detach from these
Yeah,
outcomes.
100%.
Always have
Otherwise,
to.
it'll really wear
Did
you
you guys
down.
have? Did you have any close calls, Chell? Do you mind if I call you Chell? I just went
You can
there.
call me whatever.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, that's not my.
That sounded like he
No,
was
that's
talking.
what I-
Sounds like he was talking to a girl at the bar. Nah, baby, yeah, you can call me whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to take a shot? I mean, it's early, baby. Baby, it's only midnight,
And you
sweetheart. You
have
can call
that,
me whatever
like,
you
very
want.
deep
That's
voice.
yeah, that's chill. Did you see how he leaned? You know, you can call me
like,
whatever.
yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, he licked his lips after and shit. All right,
No, I
chill.
didn't
I
do
see you
that.
now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's been a bunch. Aladdin was definitely a big one. That one was super close.
So you can sing. You did.
Yeah.
The movie Aladdin.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
No, because
He's like, wait,
Oh,
the
the play.
character? Or
the play thing too.
That
Yeah.
Hamilton. I feel like those are like the big ones.
Musical or as in like sorry, stage or
stage.
Hamilton's huge. That's
Yeah.
devastating.
No,
I feel like you got to sing a second now. I'm like, what?
sing a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I want you to
Yeah,
do
I can
Vivek
sing a little.
Ramaswamy singing.
Oh, that would be really good.
Dude, he just like was up partying last night.
I
Make
don't
him
care.
sing.
I don't
Okay, no,
care.
just sing, just sing.
Okay. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend, and I'll help you.
I'm not gonna do it.
Carry on. We are not
can't
so
do it.
good.
To you,
Good
that was
job,
awesome.
man. That was great.
Carry on.
I would have cast you in Hamilton after hearing that.
Appreciate
or
it.
American Idol.
Appreciate it.
Vivek, what do you think about Chelly singing?
You know, the thing about Chelly is when I first met him, I said, you know, here is a true American patriot that is willing to embody the essence of what it means to really be in a 1776 moment in this country, because we're in a war right now. And I think it's
We're in a war
that
right
kind
now.
of singing that can bridge the gap in this country.
Lean on me, Vivek.
Lean on me.
I
Vivek.
appreciate it. Dude, that's awesome, dude.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. And Natasha does impressions. She
does.
She
Yeah.
did Nikki Haley, right?
Yeah, we often talked, but like Chelly's
Yeah.
always on the road. But of when Nikki and Vivek were, yeah.
When they started yelling at
I
each
don't know
other.
if that's happened to you, like just in regular life with people recognizing you with that. But I also have a day job. So for me, I have a very corporate-y day job. And I was in a legal meeting, just trying to be very adult, where we were meeting this other party's counsel and, you know, being very serious. And at the end of this whole meeting.
What job is this? Jeez. Are you like a corporate lawyer?
No, I used to work at Mattel.
Oh, okay.
But I was in this meeting, and he was an Indian lawyer. And at the end of the whole meeting, and my coworkers didn't know what I do, and he goes, "Can I just say, are you Natasha Chandel? Do you do Nikki Haley impressions?" And I was like, "Oh," and like literally, my coworkers like, "What's he talking about?" I was like, yeah. So I just like was like, this guy just called me right out.
I'm surprised you're surprised by that because all your stuff's public. If you Google it, it comes up right away.
Yeah, but you know, you'll be surprised in those work settings. They don't often
Really?
look you up.
Huh. Because
Like,
that's such an actor thing for me to say. You don't
I have
Google
a
people?
job. I have a day job right now. Nobody looks.
That's
nobody
crazy.
knows what I
feel
do.
like literally if they typed your name in, all your stuff
Yeah,
would
if
come
they
up.
did, but a lot of people, like two of my coworkers, don't have social media.
Do you guys feel scared about leaving a digital footprint like out? It's cost me jobs, like real jobs.
I've erased a lot of stuff, yeah.
I can't erase it. There's no way I can erase everything on the internet about me. What about you, Chelly? Do you feel like?
That ship has sailed.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
I'm,
You
like,
can't
way
do
too in
anything.
it. Yeah, I'm way too in it, but I'm also, I don't know, I've made like all different types of content. And I think part of it is if you lean into it and know how to respond, if anyone was to bring anything up, if you have a good, quick response, you'll be fine. That's my thought on it. But I think when you start like, you try to come up with something clever, it's like, yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. You like
Yeah.
it, great. You
Your
don't.
content's comedy to me, it's
Right.
not. You're not making a statement.
Right,
You're not
right,
even
right.
trying to make a statement.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least
yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
so I don't
yeah.
even see you like that. But I can see
Yeah.
how other people are not very intelligent and they just look at
Well,
things.
I'll tell you, the Mumdani one that I did, it went viral on Twitter on like different accounts. So that was one of the thing about doing these skits is other people would take them and post them on meme accounts.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys
I've
have
had
seen-
so many.
You know what I
of
mean?
that
And they
happen
take
for
and
my
they'll get
film.
millions, and you'll just never know
Never
about
got
it.
tagged.
Or like the YouTubers or like the political YouTubers would react
To
what I
it.
was
The reaction
doing.
videos, yeah.
But what I thought was interesting, and this happened again recently, I had one that was like, oh my gosh, Mumdani's amazing. Like, we're going to kill it. This guy's crushing it. And then there was another one, equally as viral, like, oh, this guy's making fun of him. Yeah, Mamdani's the worst. Like, he's gonna destroy New York. And I was like, this is the same video. So I had a lot of videos like that where like the people that like the person I'm doing the impression of love it, and the people that don't like the person also love it, because I would try to figure out that balance. That was like my only focus of like.
Isn't that a good thing though?
No, it is. It is. I was very conscious about that because people asked me, the most viral videos that I did, they're usually just one take improv. I would tell my friend, I'm like, and usually someone's behind the camera, and sometimes it was a bunch of different friends. It wasn't just one person. And I'd be like, listen, you're gonna ask me this, this, and this. You don't know what I'm gonna say, and I'm just gonna do whatever I do. And based on the reaction off the camera, kind of gives the viewer the sense that, oh, if I ran into Vivek, this is what it would feel like, or if I ran into, you know, Mamdani.
Yeah, because
like,
otherwise it feels too
like.
rehearsed.
No,
over
100%.
and over,
No,
and it's
no
just gotta
rehearsed, no
feel
scripted,
like, yeah.
no, none of that.
I mean, you're literally doing what they do. You're getting a blurb,
Yeah.
which he's getting,
Yeah.
and you're responding the same way. So you just understand his essence and character.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's acting at its best.
But do you ever worry about like the, let's say, Disney of it all, or you know, like when it comes to a lot of people don't like any type of political content, even if it's satire.
I think when I first, no, it's 100% a conversation I was having like with myself at the beginning. After the first few videos went viral, I had the thought of like, I can keep going or I can stop. And then my guess was, I was like, okay, I have to make a prediction now. I got to think about where things are going. And today, I don't think politics, as far as like media, is watched more than any TV show.
Yeah.
You know, so they had something on YouTube. I think it's like 90% of content, period. Like they did like a study is all politics.
Yeah.
It's like more people are gonna watch the debates than like the season finale of Game of Thrones. Like the debates will get the numbers, or just even random clips.
Yeah, I would just say
someone
social media clips
will
at this
get the
point
numbers
are,
of-
you know,
Like
Especially,
Friends season
especially
finale.
short form.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
all those
yeah.
shorts, YouTube shorts are gigantic now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they've basically taken what TikTok and Instagram done and like made it even better.
Yeah. So I just, you know, and every network in some way, shape, or form, they're making some sort of statements in
Yeah.
all their shows. And then, you know, especially like if you guys saw like the Paramount merger, and you know, there's, I had a feeling that that's where it was going, so I'm not worried about like the Disney.
Well, it's like what she was saying
that's where it's
earlier,
going.
though, right? In the end, it's your authentic essence.
Right.
It is a part of who you are,
Right,
and that's also what makes you who you are.
Yeah.
So you have to be mindful, but then still be you.
I think like if deep down internally I, you know, had hate against whatever, I think it would come out eventually.
Yeah.
You know.
Do people like false say, "Oh, you're a MAGA comedian"? Do they? Because you know, you did like a few videos with what's his name, the blonde Daisy, who I love on this show.
Cheyenne.
People
yeah.
hate that guy, and I love that guy because he just says
Great.
whatever he wants. And by the way, these two right here, like I love the fact that they will never ask me to delete a clip. Like they always come like ready to go. And some of their clips, people, honestly, you've done like 2 appearances, whatever, and like your clips have gotten the most views. Like sometimes, and God, Pritesh just says whatever. But like I've had other people come on,
Big shade.
but I've had other people come on, like other like panelists, I swear, and they're like, "Can you delete my clip? I don't want to ruin my brand."
Yeah.
And it's nice to have like, you know, I think Pritesh mentioned this, as comedians, there's something where you've kind of crossed that line, and you're like, you understand the game more, and you're like, well, this is what it's going to take. This is who I am, and this is how I'm going to express myself to the world.
I also don't know how you guys feel, but like I've had this conversation as a stand-up with myself of like, should I be a clean comic where you would get a lot more gigs, you would get paid a lot more, you could, you know, or be who I am, which is not a clean comic. And for me, and same thing with like the political stuff, is like I'm a little definitely edgier than you, Chelly, in that sense of like I'll do Nikki, but then I also like share
You'll
a
make
lot
some
of
statements.
opinions.
Yeah.
But I do it purposefully, and my thing is I never say anything inflammatory, so I don't curse at people. I don't say anything that's like Cheyenne is super right wing, but he's a friend. I will never, you know, disrespect somebody else's opinion in that way. These are just my opinions. But it's for freedom.
Right.
Like we talk about freedom in this country, and like to me, I'm like, as a South Asian woman, we're constantly a model minority, and every role I've ever had to go out for is a model minority character. So like I'm like, the one place I get to just be myself is comedy. And if there I also have to be the model minority of like be totally clean and don't talk about this, I'm just like,
You can't keep
I'm over
appeasing
it. So
people.
I personally was like, I have chosen a path knowing that I'll probably never be on like a Disney show. You know what I mean? Because
know.
I'm like,
But
say
even
that though.
Yeah, I don't say that either. But the other thing is like, just because if it's not that, but there's other situations where you fit well,
Could be.
and who you are is going to be what they want.
yeah.
right?
So I just wonder if like, when they cross-reference your
Got you,
your
yeah,
socials with like
yeah.
what you know.
Well, listen, they just did the new SNL cast, and there's one of the guys on there he said some stuff that 5 years ago, that he's getting axed immediately. Like they're not going to take him. But
Really?
it
This
doesn't matter
season?
now. Yeah.
Or we're talking Shane
no,
Gillis?
the upcoming season.
Wait, who is it?
The black guy.
Cam.
Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
he's getting fired?
No,
No,
he's
he's
not.
gone.
Oh, yeah. Because
But I'm saying if
probably
this
not.
was 6 years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
based on some of the stuff, I mean,
that's
I
what
don't
happened
think
with
he's not
Shane.
going to get fired, but I'm just saying I don't think he would have gotten hired.
Yeah,
because-
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Shane was the other example I was going to say. I mean, Netflix. I mean,
And
look
they
at that.
regretted it. Like SNL regretted firing Shane.
Yeah,
I think if your numbers are good, like
that is what I was going to say.
Like
that was a conversation I had with people. They were like, if you're going to do this, it better do well.
I don't make it all about comedy, but like Tony Hinchcliffe was canceled
Right.
pretty much, and
Right.
then he's killing it with his
100%.
podcast. And they were like, "Here's 3 specials." You
Yeah.
know, they couldn't care less about your
no, no,
politics if
It's
you're bringing
all
in
about
money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's that's the thing. People make it like, oh, they're trying to say this. Yes, we got into it for storytelling and stuff, but
Not me. I got it for the money, baby.
disgruntled. But people always say, I tell that people, I'm like, this is not show business, it's business show.
Yeah.
And that's actually the right order, right? And I know you come in with that clean, oh my, this is show business. I'm like, no, this is business first. That's how
Yeah,
it's
it's
always
totally
been.
business.
And once you understand that, then you can depersonalize it. You cannot get as affected, and you just understand it for what it is. And you better find value in other parts of your life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're kind of screwed.
Hey, before I forget,
Oh, hey.
I want to make a quick shout out to Dialogue Coffee for sponsoring this episode. Thank you so much for this amazing latte, which I get every week. Oh my God, you guys are fun. What are you drinking? I love how Natasha's matching her sweater with her drink, by the way.
Detox Green.
It's a good color
Protein smoothie. It's amazing.
for your arms.
For my arms, man.
There you go. Yeah, protein smoothie.
Thanks so much, Dialogue. We appreciate you, and check them out.
Thank you, Dialogue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, back to this amazing show.
Do your parents love what you do, and are they or are they fearful at all with like the climate right now of you doing any of this stuff?
Yeah, but I think I don't know, even with anything in entertainment, they kind of knew that I wasn't going to be the Steve Harvey entertainer where I was like, I'll live in my car until I'm whatever. I don't care. I'm not doing anything. I was like, if enough people tell me it's not, there's no hope, I'm not doing it. Like, I have other things that I can do.
You approach it very Indian.
You said what?
You approach it in a very Indian mindset.
They say, you got to have that delusional confidence to a certain extent, which you do internally. But the thing is, if it's completely delusional, then you can't really make a plan. You can't have a strategy, So there's some sort of a balance there. So I was like, okay, I'll take meetings with people, and not if I'm not getting any auditions or something like that. I'm like, if I'm getting auditions but I'm not booking, I'm like, okay, well then there's some things that I'm doing right. Okay, let's figure out kind of what happens, and then I mean pivot. Like for example, with doing like the skit stuff when there was a strike, I was like, this is the time to do it because I'd been in my friends' videos, friends with some some big influencers and stuff, and I jumped into their videos over the pandemic just because I was like, oh, this is interesting. 2020, there was nothing going on. Those first 6 months, and so I was like, okay, well let's see what that's like. And then once the pandemic, or not the pandemic, once the strike hit, I was like, okay, let me do this, and we'll just see what kind of doors it opens up. And people would ask me, they're like, oh, well, what do you think is going to happen? I'm like, I don't know. I'm watching it like you. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out. But I think ultimately it ended up helping. It just felt like it was just been fortunate to do like a lot of TV commercials. So I feel like it just felt like another TV commercial.
Interesting.
Or it felt like one season of this like Veep-like show that I did. That's what it felt like.
Where are you from?
Well, I moved around a lot.
Okay.
I was born in D.C., but then we lived in like Singapore.
Oh, no way.
Lived in Philadelphia. A lot of moving, but most recently from Dallas.
Okay.
And then came to USC.
How was living in Singapore like?
I was very young at the time, but I mean I've gone back to visit since, and you just start to you start to see how some of the other countries are. You're like, wow, this is a clean place.
Dude, I've been there
Oh,
once.
yeah.
You get arrested for chewing gum.
Yeah.
And that's why because over here on the sidewalks, you see all the black marks
Yes.
from gum.
Yeah.
Singapore is so clean.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
And safe.
Super safe.
I was gonna say
Small.
it's the same in like Japan. We just came back from
That was-
Japan,
yep.
and they are so clean. Like we were just walking outside of the main streets into suburbs, and literally their driveways of regular homes, it felt like they hand scrubbed it.
incredible.
Like it was pristine down entire roads. I was just like, wow, the amount of care.
They just
They
take
take-
ownership, I think, in
Yeah.
their, you know.
Well, they take pride in Japan. Japanese
Right.
culture is taking pride in hard work. So
Right.
over here, we're very like, oh my god, my life's hard because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there, a lot of other cultures, it's not about this is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
We live in a culture of this is what I want.
Yes.
Other cultures grow up what's needed.
Yeah.
It's not about what you want. It's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
needs to be
Yeah,
done,
yeah, yeah.
right?
And community too, right?
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
like everybody's responsible for the cleanliness of our
Yeah.
streets.
I feel like LA is a bubble though. Like you can't, because I feel like there are parts of America that are
100%.
industrious, but LA like
Like
you go-
Iowa.
like Iowa. No, honestly,
Is it
those
like
people are
that?
hard
Yeah.
workers.
100%.
I'm from New Hampshire, and I love that state. Those people are hardworking Americans.
New Hampshire's
Yeah.
another. Yeah.
But in LA, you go to Starbucks at like 12 o'clock. It's like people like writing scripts, like influencers. They're like, what is this? We're like living in some Disneyland.
I mean,
bubble.
it's Peter
That's-
Pan syndrome a little bit here, for
100%.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
there's
I
no
would say
doubt.
that's also hard work.
It is.
Like it's just hard work
Yeah.
in a different way.
was Natasha that you saw,
I
right?
mean, like, how are we defining hard work here? Are we saying hard
that's
work
true.
is like, hey, we're just
you know,
grunting, but at the same time, are they taking care of each other? Is what I think we're trying to say when it comes to like a Japan or a Singapore.
Yeah.
It's like that communal effort.
would you move to Japan?
I'm not good at learning other languages, but otherwise, I definitely want to go visit again. I would move to India. I'm not gonna
Really?
lie. Oh yeah.
India has amazing community. I like all that, but man, we got to get our stuff together when it comes to like littering. And I was just in Africa, and it reminded me of being in India. It looked like you were in India,
Yeah.
pretty much. But no honking, no littering. The bathrooms were clean everywhere. And me and my whole family were like, why can't we get this part together?
But like Luis like noticed that he mentioned about the honking when I took him to India for the first time.
So
That's
your
my
husband,
husband. Yeah.
Luis?
And he was just like, you guys like honk for no reason.
No,
I was
no,
like,
just
yeah,
no
it's just
reason.
like they like, but they all have their own code. Like they know that they're not
organized
And he
chaos.
actually said, he goes, oh, everybody's honking, but nobody's angry.
Yeah, it's true.
Like you could come this close, you could almost hit somebody, you could ever all
Or you could
all
bump
the
them.
time.
We're
yeah.
talking about India, right?
And
Yeah.
India, and
It's like
nobody
ca-
gets mad.
People are driving on sidewalks, like, all right, this is like
Yeah.
normal. It's
India
like,
is proof that God exists. India, because nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
India's when I go to India, I'm like, oh, God exists, because we'd all be dead.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Guys, if you like the show, please consider joining our Patreon. Support us so we can make more great content for you. Thanks. You said you Tamil off camera.
Yeah.
So you go back to India? Do you visit?
I did a lot when I was younger. Obviously, it's harder
Same,
as you get
yeah.
older because I'm just like, I try not to leave LA just because there's so many
I
opportunities.
Did you
know.
start partying at noon? At midnight, I mean, like that's
That's a big difference.
midnight, dog. Midnight,
It's
midnight.
crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, the commercial auditions are still in person,
Yeah.
so that's made a difference. There's been a couple in-person theatrical stuff that they do this new thing where, I mean, you guys know the first come first serve kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing that. So that's
Do you
that's
take
good.
do you
I
take those
do.
up? Yeah.
I like that. I've always liked the in-person. I mean, I wish it would be easier for me if everything was in person.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of actors, and I've heard this from casting director friends too, where like the tapes are phenomenal, but then they get on set and they're like,
Yeah.
But one thing you can't do on tape, you can see, but they can't give you notes.
and the notes are the biggest
And
thing.
so, like, the main
That's
thing
the
is you can be amazing because you practice it 20 times, but can you take this note and then do it?
No, 100%.
And you can't show that on a self-tape.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate that obviously started doing this before, the COVID stuff, as I'm sure you guys all did, right? So some of these casting directors, and you kind of have a feel of what they're looking for, or even producers that you've auditioned for in the past.
That's a great note for actors or anybody in LA. Like the longer you are in this game,
Yeah.
the better. Like I work a lot, strangely, as a commercial lifestyle model, only because I've been doing it since I was 18.
that.
Hey.
Let's take a moment.
No,
just
but-
look at
Yeah,
you.
let's just
No,
look at you.
I can
for a
see
second.
that
No,
now.
no. Commercial
You work
lifestyle is
building.
like the third guy, like in like the shot. So, but it's like such a niche thing. My book is all that, so all these people know who I am. So they'll
Yeah.
call me directly, and it's the one thing I didn't chase in LA. I was like, this is so stupid. But everything I chased, I never got. So it's funny. Like I think about that sometimes. Like, don't chase things. Just allow things to happen organically and things will happen.
That was me with voiceover.
Yeah?
For
You work a
sure.
lot as voiceover?
Yeah, I do a lot of voiceover. But like it was just those things that I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing my part. And my agent prepped me beforehand and he was like, it's probably gonna take you 6 months to even break in. So like don't get stressed. And I was like, okay. So I just
Yeah.
started going and now I just get direct offers. And I'm like, thank you, God.
Thank God, right?
Yeah. But
that-
it's like the thing that you don't, as long as you're not pushing for sure.
It's like that lesson on resistance. They always say like you're getting everything you want, but when you beg for it, you have resistant energy to the universe. And it's always when you go on vacation or you don't want something, you book it or you get the. Every time I'm about to travel, I get something.
All the time.
Because that's the one time you're not begging for something.
Yeah.
And so you're actually just open and surrendering to it coming to you.
Side note, I love Guru Pritesh.
Girl, let me tell you something.
You know,
I'm gonna turn into Chelly at the bar. What's up? There you go.
Dude, he
Whatever
does
you
that all
want,
the
man.
time.
No, but also like, did you guys know Pritesh before? Like, yeah. Did you
You
know
know me
old
for a long
Pritesh?
time.
Old Pritesh was a funny guy.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. That's a safe word for camera, for television. He was a funny guy.
But we were always talking about meditation and stuff back then too, but I think we just
I know, but
evolved a
you
lot.
really went like deep into it. I've always been into it, but I don't talk about it. But like he went hardcore into like spirituality. And so it's very funny to like sometimes
See that
see
version?
you on like threads where he'll drop these like
No.
guru gems, you know?
This is like a comment. I don't mind saying it. I told him, like, dude, just cut back on the spirituality stuff sometimes because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just have a conversation here, you know? But
I think
like,
he has a lot of fire
I
energy
like
in his
it.
seventh house. I think we're gonna have to dig into that a little bit.
I have to say how it is sometimes, but I do appreciate it. That's what makes Pritesh because he's got a lot of variables to his personality and he's not afraid to show it, which is his best, I think, quality is like again, like what I said earlier, he's not afraid to show us true colors on a podcast, which is really important to
It
me.
took me a long time though. I think for a lot of us, I think we're all trying to find our voice. I think we're continuing to find. I like hid behind so much stuff for so long. Yeah, I was trying to like be cool or funny, or I was trying to get that funny validation, or I wouldn't talk about other parts. You know, like I didn't know who I was if I wasn't funny.
Last week we were like, what are our personalities? Like we were trying to get like an outside perspective. I'm like, what's my personality? And they were like, you hate women.
No, there was.
Hate women, so you're an incel and you're disgruntled.
And then I thought I was a nerd, and they disagreed. They're like, "You're not a nerd." I'm like, "I think I'm a nerd." They're like, "You're not a nerd." So we apparently
I don't
girl-
see you as a nerd. Get out
They
of
said
here.
I guess I'm a goofball, and I guess that word
I
fit
could
me.
see goofball.
I'm-
How would
I-
we describe Chelly?
I think he's look at the way he's leaning. His toes are up right now. I don't know.
Super chill.
He's
Yeah,
super
he
chill.
seems
He's
like-
very
super
chill.
Super Chell.
Yeah.
There we go.
Chilly.
Outside of all the the content creation, who's Chelly at home? Like, what do you do?
Uh-oh. This
Like,
just
who
got
are?
real.
No, I'm just saying, like, who are you home? Do you,
This is what you were talking about.
no, I'm just curious.
Actor studio.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, acting serious. Like, like in a day.
You know what's really interesting?
Yeah.
So when I first moved to America, I was like, who
love
is
that
Chelly?
show.
And I decided I would become this Americanized version of myself. It's been such a fantastic experience.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
No, but, like-
and the British Indian actors, they go
They're
into
the
it.
best, and
kill
they're,
it.
they're so intelligent. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
anything in a British accent, it sounds fantastic.
No, 100%.
The best.
But are you more like reserved, chill? Do you read a
No,
lot?
I mean I played soccer growing up.
Okay, cool.
That's originally what I was gonna do. I had opportunities to go play in Europe. Decided kind of against that.
Wait, hold on. You were that good? You could go play in Europe?
I mean,
Yeah, obviously.
That's
What position do you
crazy.
play?
It's interesting because when I was younger, I would play like midfield, but then as I got older, I played like a little bit more back.
Okay.
Like center defensive
Sure,
mid.
sure, sure.
So I was like fast.
Yeah.
But like when I was young, obviously super skinny, like, so it was like different. But
Yeah,
then when I got
'cause
older, I
you're-
got stronger.
A hefter now.
Yeah, you're so
Hefter?
big
You're
now.
you're
No,
a hefter.
but I was super skinny.
scrawny,
though.
like Indian
That's
scrawny?
what I'm
The
saying.
Indian
Yeah,
scrawny.
He
like
is
I
not
wasn't-
scrawny. There are videos with him in a tank top doing man in the street. He's like he's cut up.
No, he's talking about when he was young, though.
Oh,
No,
okay.
when I was young, yeah. But then you hit the gym and then you start like whatever. But yeah, I mean, playing soccer was kind of like the first thing. But then I also only child, and then going from 12 schools in 18 years, so like a lot of moving, 3 middle schools, 2 high schools, 1 public, 1 private. It's a little bit of mix of everything. So for me, like going into every school definitely parallels the experience in Hollywood because it's like, set to set. So that felt to me very normal. Don't have a hometown, don't have hometown friends, don't do none of that. So like everything is normal.
I've only had a few conversations with you on the phone and then last night, but like you seem like a very intelligent guy, and it always blows my mind. All of you are very smart. And I feel like with like white people, sometimes my comedian friends, they're like high school dropouts and stuff. But the Indians is like, oh, I was doing pre-med, I went to business school. It's like, man, the sacrifices that Indians make, they have no idea like the other paths like we could have taken, which drives me insane sometimes as a person. But I can tell.
To be fair, I mean, right, we're blessed because, I mean, based on the way we all came here, they did pick theoretically the best crop from India and then
100%.
You know what I mean? So like it kind of
We also
makes
have like
sense.
strong backup. Like
No, 100%.
everything in my life crashed. I have a home to go to.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
never be
100%.
homeless.
Family
Everything
values,
could take
yeah,
from
yeah.
me, and I still got a nice home to go
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah, but even then, I will say, like, am I allowed to get a little?
Well, please.
Okay, because I was like, I feel like right now there's a lot of anti-Indian sentiment going on in America, and there's a lot of like, you know, get out of the country stuff, and I can see it in all my comments of all my videos ever recently, and I'm always just like, yes, we did have, not me, because I'm not an American immigrant, but a lot of us, yes, like we have had a leg up in terms of our parents came and many of them were educated and
Very
gave us
successful.
opportunity.
Yeah.
That said, many of us have also had a certain type of work ethic, like because of our parents and our upbringing. So while people get mad that, you know, Indians are taking our jobs and whatever, I'm also just like, if we're talking about capitalism and the best person for the job in a meritocracy, then everybody is equal. And the people who are working are working. They could be any ethnicity.
I don't think Indians are equal though in showbiz. I think we have to fight really hard for stuff. You know, I know people are like, oh, Indians are having their moment. They still only cast like 1 or 2 Indians on a show here and there. I don't think
For sure.
Well, we haven't had too much on the business side. I think that's
Yeah,
like a
we
big
don't
thing.
have enough people behind the scenes.
That's really what,
for
because
sure.
the behind the scenes people really they
Yeah.
run it. Like for example, like Amblin Entertainment. What's his name? One of the Ambani brothers. Owns 50%
Okay.
of that with Spielberg. But like, you're not going to see a push from
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
or I mean, or even
More
like
of a blind partner too.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
But if we look at like the tech companies, like Sundar Pichai or like Satya Nadella, you know, you see a lot of. They can easily. Microsoft can start a studio. Google can start a studio.
will.
They can push. They can push if they want, though. Is my point. Like the money is. If you talk about the money, can just push
all
right
there,
through. I mean, even with Ohio, like, you know, Vivek is doing some film stuff there. He's going to bring film incentives in there. Like that will make a difference. Like those kinds of things. We need more of that.
We got to wrap up.
Can I
Pritesh,
ask
but yeah,
one question?
Yeah, shoot.
You said you moved so much. I was just curious
Yeah.
why that was. What's your parents do?
My dad did a bunch of different jobs. So like
okay.
he did some like finance stuff. He did some you know, education stuff. He did some tech stuff. So that just kind of had us. What'd you say?
Some drug deals. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So that just had us kind of moving
it.
around a
Is
lot.
he proud of your
Good
career?
experience.
Everything you've
Yeah,
done?
yeah.
That's good.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Thankful for sure.
Hey, before we get out of here, how about we do a quick Instagram plug? Natasha, where can we find you?
I'm the most complicated person, FYI. So at Natasha Chandel on Instagram, Natasha.Chandel on TikTok, Natasha_Chandel on X.
You can find me at the Pritesh Shah on everything.
People took my name. What the heck? It's not my fault.
At Chelly on Instagram or at Chelly Talk on TikTok.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank
Finally
you for
on the
having
show.
me.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. Good to
Thank
meet
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, great
nice
to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you in person.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks both of you for coming on. Appreciate it. And thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Please like our Instagram page, the Convo Sutra. Follow us on social media. Share this with a friend. We appreciate you so much. Join us on Patreon, and we will see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Yay. that's
Sweet.
it.
That was
All right.
awesome, man.